Sarah's invisibility onesie has inspired me.
Thanks, Ricky. I'm over here.
Thank you, yeah. I'm going to create some powerful art you can see straight through. It's going to be a stained glass rocket. I'm going to start by just drawing myself a guide image. So I'm just going to draw around a pot here to get a nice round shape for the planet. Some rings around the planet. It's going to be like Saturn. Don't need to be too neat here. This is just going to be a guide. Draw the rocket up here. It's like an eye shape. A couple of boosters. A little flame trail going all the way around to the rings. And I'm going to pop a star down here. Using a ruler, I'm going to give the star a nice starburst. There we go. I've got an old picture frame. I'm going to take out the back bit, because we won't be needing that. Hang on to the actual frame itself. And then this bit of plastic is going to be my stained glass window. I still need to be careful here, because the plastic can still be a little bit sharp. Pop it down top of my paper and just tack it in place so it doesn't move. I've got a little bit of paper now to slide underneath, just to keep my table nice and clean, because we're about to use some paint. I've got black acrylic paint to go over the lines as it sticks to the plastic. I'm going to take my time with this so the lines are all the same width, and this black is going to be like the leading between the colours on a real stained glass window. OK, that needs to dry, so I'm going to mix up some colour. I'm going to mix the paint with some glue, a lot more glue than paint. This is PVA glue I'm using because it sticks to the plastic better and PVA dries clear, so it looks like an authentic stained glass window. The PVA does make the paint look a little bit lighter, but it will dry darker. There we go. Now I move on to my next colour. A little bit thirsty, though. Oh, no! The coffee nearly stained my stained glass picture.
Oh, hi, Ricky.
Who are you?
I'm Charles René McIntosh. I'm a designer and architect famous for Art Nouveau, which is highly decorative. I also design furniture and stained glass windows.
What do you think of my stained glass picture?
Since I added an A to my surname McIntosh, I'll give you an A+.
Anyway, I need to wipe you up now. Don't need to stain my picture.
Here you go.
Thank you. Look up, Charles. Here comes a damp cloth.
Right, I'm off. Bye.
Well, that cleaned that up. There you go, Sarah. Oh, she's gone. OK, now I'm going to bring in some more colours. A little bit for the fire. Now for the rings. Nice pinky colour. Of course, it will dry red. I'm going to paint the starburst, alternating between blue and purple. Right, now I need for that to dry, but I'm going to use my ninja skills. There we go, check it out. And where the glue's dried, the paint looks darker. And I'm going to pop it into my frame with the side that I've painted facing up. Make sure you secure it with sticky tape. Great. I'm going to go and pop that in the window. And when you hold the picture up to the window, the light shines through, giving you a lovely stained glass effect. All this waiting around is sending me dotty.
Hello, I am Japanese artist Yayoi Kozama. Why don't you take your mind off it with some dotty art?
Great plan. I'm going to paint a picture of hundreds of dots using some bubble wrap.
I am famous for lots of different types of art, with one thing in common: dots.
Why dots?
The dots are a symbol of the world, the cosmos. The Earth is a dot. You and me are dots. Sayonara.
Oh, bye. I'm going to start by squeezing out some of this paint and painting it onto the bubbly side of the bubble wrap. I need to get a good coverage quite quickly because I don't want the paint to dry, and this means I get a much cleaner, spotty print. If you're doing this at home, put paper down because it can get quite messy. Great, that's a good coverage. Now I'm going to put my paper over the top and get a print of all the dots. I'm going to press it down everywhere to make sure I get a nice even print. Check that out. That looks brilliant. But if I'm going to make a really cool picture, I need lots of coloured dots on lots of different pieces of coloured paper. So I just ninja some more. There we go. My picture's going to be made up of lots of layers, so for that, I'm going to need a template. So I'm going to draw one out on here. I'm going to be drawing a football boot, but you can draw anything you like. Just drawing the back of the heel, and then the underside of the sole. And these lumpy bits here, these are the studs of my football boots. And the tongue. I'm simplifying a lot of the shapes, so it just makes my template easier to cut out. I'm going to add some stripes to my boots, and to draw a nice straight line, I'm going to use a ruler. Right, now I'm going to cut that out. For the first part of my picture, I'm going to use the whole template, and then after that, I'm going to cut it down into the separate shapes. Now I'm going to draw around my template on this lovely green and yellow spotty paper I made. If you're worried about your pen or pencil slipping, either tack the template to the dotted paper, or you can draw it on the back, and it doesn't matter at all. There we are. Now I'm going to cut my template into separate segments and draw around them on the different coloured dotty papers. Those two bits are going to go onto the blue and red piece of paper. And this one I'm going to have the inside of the boot and the back of the heel, and on this one, the stripes. Now I'm going to draw around the parts that I cut out. There we go. Now I need to cut all of these out, but I'm going to use my ninja skills. Check it. I'm going to start assembling them on this lovely piece of blue and white spotty card. And I'm just gluing these down with a glue stick. I'm going to put on the studs now. And that's a lovely bit of colour contrast there, isn't it? The red and the green. Good thing about using the glue stick is that when you push it down, you can slide it until the positioning is just perfect. The tongue's on, and now just the laces. Here we go. A picture made entirely of coloured dots, and I think it's so good it deserves a frame. Check it out. I wonder why nobody's found the Yeti. He must be really good at camouflage. That gives me an idea for some art. I'm going to use leaves to make a picture of a beast camouflaged by the jungle. An artist that was super keen on making camouflage paintings was Henry Rousseau.
Excusez-moi, Ricky.
Henry, is that you? I can't see you.
Under here. Et voilà!
Hey, Henry, I didn't see you there.
That is because I was camouflaged.
Naturally.
I was always good at camouflage because I was once in the army.
Not a bad painter either, right?
Exactement. Here is one of my famous ones now. I loved painting the jungle, but I never visited the jungle. In fact, I never left France.
You've got a great imagination then. Maybe I imagine the Yeti.
A Yeti? In this flat? Zut alors! Hide me again, Ricky!
As you wish.
Au revoir, mon frère!
My camouflage beast isn't going to be a scaredy cat like Henry, it's going to be a Yeti. So I've got myself a piece of coloured paper, a bit of A4, and squeeze out a little bit of paint, some nice, rich orange. I'm going to select a leaf from my little pile. These are leaves that I went out and found on the floor. Go with this one here, kind of fun, spiky. And I'm going to use this leaf to make a print. Lay it down on my bit of paper. And using my piece of A4, or if you've got some scrap, that will do, lay it over the top, press down on the leaf, and get all of its shape and texture printed. Reload it, print it again. I'll probably get about 4 on this piece of paper. When all the prints are dry, cut them out. To make my camouflage picture, I'm going to need loads of these, so I'm going to use my ninja skills. Wow. Break these all up. So I've done lots of different prints from lots of different leaves. There's a nice big one. And what I like here is how it's got gaps in between where it shows the coloured paper underneath. These lovely little ones here, red on pink. These sort of longer, smoother leaves. Oh, and a nice blue one. I've got some paper, and this beast is going to be hiding behind all of the leaves. Nice big eyes, dark pupils. A little trick here, fold the leaves along the middle, not with a really harsh crease. And I'm gluing just along the back spine where I bent it so that they pop out off the page. The smaller leaves I'm going to stick under and on top of these big ones, and it makes it richer in colour. Kind of randomly placing the different leaves because I want it to look very, very natural and not too ordered. I've got some blue leaves in here because it's a jungle, so tropical colours are allowed. Last one. I think that's so good, it deserves a frame. But this one's going to be framed with a difference. I'm going to fold up those bigger leaves to pop over the frame so it looks like the picture's growing out from it. There we go, my Henry Rousseau-inspired jungle picture.